Welcome into Aero Arena on the campus of Ashland High School. You're watching the Ashland Aeros Broadcasting Network. Aero Volleyball coming to you all season long. Live here at home in Aero Arena. You're watching the JV match right now between the Wooster Generals and the Ashland Aeros. Wooster took the first set in dominant fashion. And they lead here in set two, 23-22. So we're inching closer to varsity action. We'll have a full pregame show, preview the matchup between the Wooster Generals and the Ashland Aeros at the conclusion of the JV contest. Welcome into Aero Arena on the campus of Ashland High School for varsity volleyball action. Conference play starts tonight between the Ashland Arrows and the Wooster Generals, a familiar foe for this Ashland Arrow team, and it's been tough sledding the last couple years against the Generals, but some opportunity in front of them today to pick up a win over the Generals for the first time since 2020. Crazy to think we're even saying that. It's been 6 years since the Arrows last defeated the Generals. We'll talk about that here on the pregame show. Aiden Chandler alongside Corey Osley bringing you volleyball action tonight from Ashland High School. Big time matchup between the Arrows and the Generals. The Arrows, a tough loss in their season opener here on Saturday, looking to bounce back and gain some momentum as conference play moves on after tonight. So a busy week for Ashland, we'll talk about it. But first, we're gonna focus on this one tonight, the Generals and the Arrows. The Generals 0-1, the Arrows 0-1, so both teams looking for their first victory of the 2026 season. And I mentioned it was a tough loss on Saturday here at home against the Norwalk Truckers, and Corey will talk a little bit about that one.
Yes, Ashland opened the season against Norwalk, but some first game jitters got the best of the Arrows during the first 2 sets on Saturday. After settling down in the third set, Ashland began to show what kind of team we can expect to see throughout this season, creating more offensive opportunities, playing with greater confidence, and putting pressure on Norwalk's defense. The Arrows carried that momentum into the fourth set, where they had 2 opportunities to win that set, but ultimately fell just short, 25-27. Despite the loss, that match provided valuable early season experience and showed that this team has the depth and versatility to attack in a variety of different ways. As the team continues to build the chemistry and consistency, there were plenty of positives to take from that opening match.
Yeah, it was a good one between the Truckers and the Arrows, and potentially a team we'll see again in the postseason, both Division III teams. So the Arrows are hungry, obviously, hopefully to see the Truckers again. And I surely would like to see us play Norwalk again because we really dominated from set 3 and on, but unfortunately just couldn't close out that fourth set with 2 set points. Corey will talk about some performances that stood out to you on Saturday.
Yeah, first let's give a shout out to Sadie Walter. She really gave Ashland a strong presence in the middle. She was extremely efficient, having 10 kills on 19 swings. But just as important, she made her presence felt at the net with 5 blocks. When Walter is producing offensively and defensively, and she can be a major impact on a match. Next, anchoring that back row, McKenna Chandler did exactly what Ashland needed from its libero. She helped control the first contact, provided stability in the back row. She had a 2.14 serve-receive rating, and typically anything over 2 is pretty solid performance. When she is taking care of that first ball and putting pressure on the opponent from the service line, it allows the rest of Ashland's offense to do what it does best. Next, McKenna Osley was asked to carry a big offensive load against Norwalk, and she answered that challenge with 18 kills. What I really like about her game is that she's not afraid to take the swing when Ashland needs a point. She's still just a sophomore, but she's already showing the ability to be one of the players Ashland can turn to when they need to stop a run or create some momentum. And we can't go without saying senior Rylan McFrederick on changing the momentum. Her serving runs came at important times and helped the Arrows put together some points when they desperately needed those. Those are the kinds of plays that you don't always show up on the box score, but they can completely change the feel of a set.
Yeah, Rylan, in that fourth set, the Arrows were trailing 10-5 and went on a nice little run there from behind the service line. 4 straight points for the Arrows, and they inched back closer in that fourth set. Again, 2 set points, but couldn't close it out. It was a phenomenal game. A good tune-up, though, for conference play against a really good Norwalk team. Well, enough of that one. On the other side of this break, we'll talk about the opponent tonight, the Wooster Generals. Well, folks, if you heard that air horn, we're sorry about that. That's the beauty of live broadcasting. You never know what you're going to get. Well, we're back at Arrow Arena. Aiden Chandler alongside Corey Osley prepping you for tonight's OCC matchup between the Arrows and the Generals. Let's meet the opponent, the Wooster Generals. They're Division II in the Northeast, I believe the Northeast Division, the third Northeast Division. The numbers don't make sense, but that's okay. They're Division II. They had a really solid year a season ago. They've had a few solid years over the last couple of seasons. Coach Snowbarger, though, stepped away as her daughter, Sarah Snowbarger, graduated as probably the greatest Wooster volleyball player of all time. I don't know Wooster's volleyball history, but I know how good Sarah Snowbarger was and how dominant she was and how good the teams that she was on were. They were stacked every single year they came into Arrow Arena, or we went to Wooster, and you pretty much knew what you were going to get. You were going to get a dominant offensive performance from Sarah Snowbarger, and you had to try and make someone else beat you, but unfortunately, it just wasn't possible. She was that good. Well, she's taken it to the next level. She's at Indiana University, playing for the Crimson and Cream, taking it to an elite school. They're about to get their volleyball season underway at IU, playing ranked Louisville in their first contest, but no more Snowbarger. She was very talented, top 10 in Ohio, the Ohio High School Athletic Association's career kills list. She was also a 3-time OHS VCA D2 first team All-Ohio, and that is a tough loss for the Wooster Generals. They also lost their head coach, as I mentioned, and in steps Molly Sipos. She's a graduate of Wooster High School. She spent the last couple years with this Wooster volleyball program, but this is her first year as the head coach. She also has previous coaching experience at Dalton and Chippewa, but first year at her alma mater, and she's very excited to be back coaching Wooster volleyball. She also played Division I volleyball, playing at the University of Akron in the MAC conference, and as I mentioned, she's been with this program for the last couple of years. In 2025, the Wooster Generals finished their season 19-5, 12-2 in the conference. That was good enough for second place. They lost 3 sets to Love in the Division II Northeast District Final to Olmsted Falls, and Olmsted Falls went on to the Elite 8 in the Division II Volleyball State Tournament. In 2024, Wooster finished 19-6, 11-1 in the conference, and that was their most recent Ohio Cardinal Conference championship. That season in the postseason, they lost 3-2 in the Division II regional semifinals to Austin Town Fitch. So this is a very historic volleyball program. They've been very dominant over the last couple of years, and to add to that, they have beaten Ashland in 10 straight matches. The last match that Ashland won, October 8th of 2020. So it's been a while, but I'm feeling pretty confident with this Arrows squad. I mean, you never know how things are going to shake out, but definitely a talented group on the other side. Just a lot of new faces and trying to fill that gap of no Sarah Snowbarger. Returning letter winners for the Generals, we've got Anna Melrose, Brooke Lamb, Jillian McLeod, Hope Jones, Annika Holcomb, and the final one, Ellen Armour. So a couple returning letter winners that have been a part of some of the success of Wooster volleyball, but again, trying to fill the shoes of the best player in school history is a tough challenge that you're facing. So Wooster 0-1, losing to Mount Vernon in their season opener. The Arrows 0-1, and Corey is going to bring to you tonight's keys to victory for the Ashland Arrows.
Yeah, after that 4-set battle with Norwalk, the Arrows have a chance to get right back on the court and build what they've learned from that match. But tonight, they're going to be look to put together from the opening serve against Wooster. The Generals are looking to bounce back after dropping their season opener, but both teams will be looking to establish some early momentum. For Ashland, starting out, key number 1, put pressure on Wooster with the serve. Ashland needs to use the serve to put Wooster under pressure early. If the Arrows can make Wooster uncomfortable with that first pass, they can force the Generals out of system and make it harder for them to establish their offense. The second key, make an impact at the net, offensively and defensively. Ashland needs to make its presence felt at the net tonight, both attacking and blocking. If the Arrows can get production from the middle offensively, while also taking away Wooster's attack with strong blocking. It can create opportunities for the entire team and make Ashland much harder to defend. And last, make the first contact count. The goal for Ashland is simple. Win the first contact. Get Chandler in the back row controlling the serve. Get the ball to Vaughn and let her distribute to all those offensive weapons. For the keys for Wooster General, number 1, serve Ashland tough and take away the first pass. Wooster needs to start with the serve. If the Generals can put pressure on Ashland's back row and keep Vaughn from getting a clean first ball, they can limit Ashland's offensive options and make the Arrows much easier to defend. The second key, find ways to slow down Osley and Walter. Wooster needs to make Ashland's hitter earn their point. If the Generals can get touches at the net and slow down Osley and Walter, it gives their back row a chance to make plays and keep Ashland from getting into an offensive rhythm. And third, get the offense balanced early. Wooster needs to establish multiple offensive options early. If Ashland can't predict where the ball is going, it puts pressure on the Arrows defense and gives the General a chance to control the tempo. The storyline, Wooster has to make Ashland uncomfortable, serve tough, slow down the Arrows' biggest offensive weapons, and find enough balance offensively to keep Ashland from settling into a rhythm. Much easier said than done.
For sure. For sure. Well, those were the keys to victory for both the Arrows and the Generals tonight. And the big one that sticks out to me, Corey, that you selected is the Arrows getting pressure with their serve. 14 service errors against Norwalk on Saturday. Most of those came in that first and second set, and 14 points in volleyball, that's a lot. That's a lot to come back from when you're making that many errors. So So definitely need to be cleaner from behind the service line. That's important. All you need to do is get it in and trust your defense and then allow your offense to work. The Arrows very talented on both sides. So we'll see what they can do tonight from behind the service line.
Yeah, I think that was a little uncharacteristic of this Ashland volleyball team and their serves. I think not only the first game jitters, but then I also think defensively, Norwalk is probably one of the best defensive teams that they're going to see all season, including probably most of the postseason this season. So they probably felt a little pressure to put a really good serve, and they made some errors because of that.
Well, yeah, and Norwalk was the only team that the Arrows really struggled with in the preseason, and I know McKenna Osley did not play in that game, nursing a little bit of a preseason injury, but still, there obviously were some nerves from that. So, just a reminder that Hustle Plays all season long are brought to you by Ashland Volleyball Club. At AVBC, they know great plays don't happen by giving up. They happen when you give it all you've got. Ashland Volleyball Club. Stay in the play. Well, we're going to take one more break. On the other side, we'll have for you the national anthem, and when the players step on the floor, we'll have introductions to the starting lineups, and we'll also send it down to the PA announcer for introductions of the lineups. We'll also bring to you the referees. So a lot to go here still. 1 minute, 35 seconds left on the pregame clock. We'll be right back on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. Welcome back inside of Arrow Arena as we ready for tonight's OCC matchup, the OCC opener for both the Generals and the Arrows. A big one tonight as both teams look to get off in the right footing in the conference standings. Worcester, again, lost their first contest against Mount Vernon, a former conference foe, but no longer in the OCC. Then Ashland lost their first contest right here at home on Saturday against Norwalk. The coaches for tonight's matchup, Molly Sipos, in her first season at Wooster, 0-1 is her record, and Janice Vaughn in her 22nd year at the helm of the Arrow program, 0-1 this season, and 255 and 248 overall. Well, we send it down to PA announcer Kyle Vaughn in the introduction of lineups. While we got a second, Corey, why don't you introduce us to tonight's referees?
All right, so the R1, the up ref, is going to be Jordan Nelson, and the R2, which is known as the down ref, is going to be Katie Resch.
So those are the referees for today's contest. Back down to PA announcer Kyle Vaughn with the lineups for tonight's contest.
Number 2, Hope Jones. Number 3, Brooke Lamb. Number 4, Clover Babcock. Number 5, Annika Holcomb. Number 6, Chloe Harmon. Number 7, Audrey Lee. Number 8, Anna Melrose. Number 9, Eleanor Arnold. Number 10, Izzy Babcock. Number 11, Bailey Sharp. Number 12, Riley Thomas. Number 14, Alan Armour. And number 15, Jillian McLeod. The generals were coached by head coach Molly Sipos, assisted by Andy Holcomb, Turner Kirk, and Christy Schindler. And now for your Ashland Arrows, a junior, number 3, Arian Vaughn. A senior, number 4, Kenna Chandler. A sophomore, number 5, Avery Bauer. A senior, number 6, Allie Welch. A sophomore, number 7, Kyla O'Brien. A senior, number 8, Abby Taylor. A sophomore, number 10, Olivia Lawrence. A senior, number 11, Sadie Walter. A senior, number 12, Riley McGregor. A sophomore, number 15, McKenna Oakley. And number 16, a senior, number 16, Haley Petcher. The Arrows are coached by head coach Reese Vaughn, assisted by Kelly Chamberlain, Alex Select, and Abby Reed.
Well, those were the lineups for tonight's contest. An OCC matchup with a friendly foe, the Ashland Arrows versus the Wooster Generals. We're coming to you live on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. Aiden Chandler alongside Corey Osley, bringing you OCC volleyball from Arrow Arena. Both teams tonight looking for their first victory of 2026. Energy is high as you open up conference play. The Arrows, a season ago in the conference, 9-5, finished 4th. Wooster, 12-2, finished second. The Arrows have not beaten the Generals since 2020. Wooster has taken the last 10. Corey, final thoughts for today's matchup.
Extremely excited for this game tonight. Looking forward to seeing what Wooster has now that Sarah Snowbarger is gone, and seeing how this Ashland team can rebound after Saturday's tough loss against Norwalk. So this should be a fun and exciting match to watch.
Player to watch for Wooster tonight, number 15, Jillian McLeod. She's a junior, middle blocker. She's very talented. She was on the varsity team a season ago for Wooster. So that's a player to watch for Wooster. You heard the player spotlights for the Arrows. There's 4 of them because 4 had really nice games against Norwalk on Saturday. Well, starting for the Arrows, Corey, why don't you take that away?
All right, tonight we have in the front right, we have Kyla O'Brien. In the middle, we have Sadie Walter. In the front left, we have McKenna Osley. Left back, we have Arian Vaughn. And in the middle, I believe, is Rylan McFrederick. And libero came in is McKenna Chandler.
For the Generals, on your screen there at the net on the far side, that's number 15, Jillian McLeod. The setter, number 4, Clover Babcock, right there beside her. And just off Clover's hip, number 1, Naya Hammerly. Back to serve, Anna Holcomb will start. She is the libero for Coach Saipo's squad. As well as defensive specialist, senior number 3, Brooke Lamb. And number 2, Hope Jones. We're ready to go here from Arrow Arena. Aiden Chandler alongside Corey Osley. OCC play underway. In just a split second. Here we go. Vaughn sets Walter, and that's a way to start a match. Sadie Walter opens up with a kill.
That's exactly what you want to see right out of the gate, establishing that middle. That does wonders for a team by opening up the full entire net and leaving a lot of one-on-one matchups.
Sadie Walter, 10 kills on Saturday against Norwalk. Also a strong presence defensively with 5 blocks. That's a service error for the Arrows by senior Allie Welch. And back to serve Naya Hammerly. She's a freshman. Nice pass there by McKenna Chandler. Osley's attack falls.
Yeah, 2 for 2 out of the gate for attacks. Good thing to see here early in the match.
That one looked like it just got the back of the line. Well, 2 serves for the Arrows, 2 service errors.
I guess we're leaving off where we left off on Saturday. Not something Coach Vaughn wants to see.
No, I thought we left that in set 2 on Saturday. Vaughn sets McFrederick, blocked at the net by McLeod. I told you that was the player to watch defensively for the Generals, and she picks up her first block of the night. I mean, Wooster is never an easy matchup. I don't care if Snowbarger's not here. They're tougher with Snowbarger, but still, Wooster always a well-coached squad. Nice tip there by Vaughn, falls for an arrow point to level things at 3.
Yeah, very nice. Like to see the different tools in the tool bag there by Vaughn. Something new this season where she's mixing up a lot of different attacks.
Sadie Walter back to serve. Rolled over by Jones. Vaughn sets McFrederick. Blocked at the net, but falls on the General side. And a little frustrated pound of the ball under the net there by McLeod. Early 4-3 lead.
Yeah, 3 for 3 for attack so far. Good to see.
Good start.
I also love to see that right there. 2 good serves by Sadie Walter.
Jones over the net. Vaughn sets McFrederick. Jones again. Walter's pass. Vaughn set. McFrederick goes up. And we're going to have a General in the net on that.
That was nice, aggressive, strong attack there by McFrederick. Good play.
Does that take away the kill there, Corey, when they're in the net?
Usually they go ahead and give it to him because the attack is the thing that caused the net violation. So I believe, don't hold me to it, but I believe they still are credited with a kill.
Yeah, and for those that watched, everything appears unofficial, except for what we tell you is happening with the set score. We try our best. McLeod back to serve. Vaughn goes and gets the pass from Mosley, and a nice swing there by McFrederick.
Already, McFrederick with 3 kills. That was great to see. Nice hard angle on that attack, mixing up the different shots. She pounded one down the line earlier, and then she hit a hard angle. So that's awesome to see by McFrederick.
6 aces and 6 kills for McFrederick on Saturday. The set for Jones.
Yeah, that was a nice down the line shot there by Hope Jones of Wooster.
Just a little misjudged there by Chandler. Not coming as fast as they were last year. That's something the Big Ten's going to have to worry about. Vaughn passes. Osley goes up. Nice job there to be aware of where she was on the court so she didn't get a violation.
Beautiful up.
Free ball sent over by McFrederick. Babcock sets. Blocked at the net by the Arrows, but out of play.
Yeah, Nia Hammerly, just a freshman, showing her athleticism. She was able to elevate and hit that down on that block. Very impressive.
Well, a season ago, we had a back and forth first set with the Generals, and the Arrows almost took that first set, but couldn't. Wooster ended up taking it and sweeping the Arrows 3-0. The Arrows have not won a set against the Generals since that victory on October 8th of 2020. So it's been a long time since the Arrows have taken a set from the Generals. There's an ace there by Hope Jones.
Yeah, that serve just caught the back line. Good topspin to get that to dive.
And a ensuing service error by Jones will allow the hot hand from Saturday, Rylan McFrederick, to serve. And an attack error there by Izzy Babcock. 8-8 early on in set 1. McFrederick again. Nice line drive over the net. And I think we're going to have a net violation.
I'm not sure what happened there. I think they were saying that we crossed the line. It's okay if we have a body part on the line, so the foot can sit on the line, but as soon as the whole body part, the foot, the hand, crosses and there's nothing touching that line, we get a net violation.
Had a few of those on Saturday that came at costly times. Vaughn set for Osley. Let's see if she can stay hot. Gets a friendly roll off the tape. Falls to the floor. All square at 9.
Already, Aaron Vaughn with 6 assists, and we have quite a few kills already.
Arian Vaughn had 33 assists.
6 kills on 6 assists.
Nice up there by Vaughn. Chandler's pass behind her to Osley, and she puts it down for another kill for the sophomore.
And I believe that was assisted by McKenna Chandler. Nice out-of-system attack there by the Arrows.
Whatever works. Get it to your potent offensive threats and let them do the rest. Chandler serve. A knuckler. Babcock set. Vaughn keeps it up. Free ball coming from the Arrows. O'Brien sends it over. Babcock set again for Hammerly. And ricochets off Walter and falls in. 10-10, a back and forth battle so far here in set 1. It's a crazy thing about volleyball, Corey. You could have an hour-long game, or you could have a 2.5-hour-long game.
Sure. Yep.
McFrederick's pass, a little close to the net, but Walter tips.
Oh, beautiful.
We saw that a few times on Saturday. Sadie just able to elevate and read the defense and make a good decision with the tip.
When you have ups like Sadie Walter, anybody that has ups like that, it just makes the game that much easier because you can hang in the air longer than the defense and the block.
It was all that hurdling in the springtime. The set for Hammerly. Again, ricochets off the arrow block. These have been quick points. Not really long volleys so far here in the first set. McFrederick. Mostly pass. Vaughn will tip it over. Outside attack from Jones. Falls to the floor. Nice tip there by Hope Jones. And the Generals regain the set 1 lead. 12-11. Again, thanks for tuning in here on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. Aiden Chandler alongside Corey Osley, and a service error there by Naya Hammerly. The coaching matchup, Janice Vaughn for the Arrows, Molly Sipos for the Generals. Both collegiate volleyball players. Coach Vaughn playing at Ashland University. Coach Sipos playing at the University of Akron. Jones, attack goes long. So another attack error there by the Generals, point arrows. Osley to serve. Nice serve there. Jones across, dug out. McFrederick, attack, falls. Nice attack there by McFrederick. Another one that hit off the tape.
Yeah, Ashland offense is doing a fantastic job of putting points on the board right now. Hitting high percentage shots right now.
Babcock sets behind her for McLeod. Osley goes to get it. Vaughn will attack. Jones now. Welch right there. Vaughn sets across for McFrederick. Tipped at the net. Blocked at the net by the Generals. Vaughn will send it back over. Welch to Vaughn. Back row attack from Osley. Here's the volley I was talking about, and McLeod hits it into the net. Longest volley of the match.
Yeah, a lot of scramble plays there. Good job keeping the ball alive. Good hustle plays by both sides. Good to see those long rallies.
Nice little service run here for Osley. And again, the announcer's jinx. I did that in set 1 on Saturday. They can't hear me though, so I don't feel too bad.
Yeah.
They might watch this back and hear it, and then
they'll blame you when they see you.
Yep. I'll hear all about it. And a service error on the following serve from the Generals.
Seems like we're seeing a lot of similarities to Saturday's match with back and forth errors, service errors. Like to see both teams clean it up personally, but definitely the Arrows need to clean up the service errors.
Walter serve. Hammerly with the pass. McLeod tips, just barely gets over the net. McFrederick sends it over. Babcock to Jones. Nice up there by Welch. Vaughn's pass to McFrederick, and an attack error there by the Arrows.
Yeah, just a little late on that one. You can see that she kind of hit that a little too far out in front, just hit it straight into the net.
So 16-14, Arrows lead by 2. Coach Sipos' junior Jillian McLeod behind the service line. McFrederick tips. And a nice tip there by McFrederick right over the 2 General blockers. And Izzy Babcock could not get to it. So it'll send Arian Vaughn back to serve. That'll be a double.
Yeah, they're calling a lot more strict than they have in the past. They let the second contact doubles go compared to what it used to be a few years ago, and now you have to have a clean contact when you use 2 hands over the net.
Chandler going for another assist. Mosley's back row attack hits the net and falls on the Arrows' side. Arrows lead by 3, 18-15. Kind of getting to the crunch time here in set 1. Jones to serve. McFrederick's pass. Vaughn, good awareness, but the Arrows send a free ball over. Babcock across to Hammerly. And an attack error by the Generals, but it's going to be called a net violation?
Yeah, it looks like net violation possibly on number 16, Kaylee Ketchum. Not sure exactly what number they did say, but
I think that was
might have been Kyle O'Brien. Okay.
Another rough point there for the Arrows. Generals inching closer. They've won the last 3.
Definitely want to see Ashland kind of settle down here, make better contact.
Chandler's pass to O'Brien.
Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a timeout right now here by Coach Vaughn.
Good call there, Corey. Arrows take a timeout. The Generals on a little bit of a run here. 18-18 the score in the first set. We'll be right back after this quick break on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. Welcome back inside of Arrow Arena. Ashland taking on Wooster, the Arrows versus the Generals. A tight set 1, 18-18 the score. Coach Janice Vaughn just took a timeout. The Generals on a 5-point scoring run here. And Hope Jones, the server. McFrederick goes for the back row attack. Little errant set there by the Generals and a break there for the Arrows.
Yeah, Setter trying to reverse the flow of the offense there and kind of made an errant set to the right side attacker.
So McFrederick to serve. Babcock goes to get it. Swing there by Izzy Babcock. And the Generals get that one. Arrows couldn't field it cleanly. And Brooke Lamb returns for the Generals. Back to serve. One of 5 seniors on Coach Saipos's roster. Well, that's a break.
That is definitely a GIF, and the Arrows will take that.
An errant pass by McFrederick, but the Generals were not expecting it to go over the net, and it falls. 20-19 the score. Senior libero McKenna Chandler back to serve. Babcock tips it over the net. Mosley right there. Vaughn back set for O'Brien and hits it into the net. A lot of errors here, both service errors and attack errors for both sides. And we're knotted at 20.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to see the errors get cleaned up here moving forward in the rest of this set.
You can seize a lot of momentum by taking set number 1. Osley's attack ricochets off the blockers and falls. And Allie Welch back into the contest, back to serve.
Yeah, Ashland having success with their attacks, and to be honest, both teams are having success with their attacks right now.
Nice serve by Welch. Babcock set for McLeod. Blocked by the Arrows. Sadie Walter and Ariane Vaughn right there.
Yeah, beautiful play. Definitely, Arrows definitely needed that momentum right there, getting a great block on their outside hitter.
Sadie Welch will try again. Another nice serve. There's an ace for the Arrows. 23-20. 2 points within taking the first set, and Coach Saipos has felt the momentum shift. She will take a timeout now. 23-20, the Arrows are 2 points away from taking set number 1 here in Arrow Arena on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. Back inside of Arrow Arena, we're in the final moments of set number 1. At least we think that's the case. Might have thought that last year, and I think Wooster won that one 31-29. So 23-20, the Arrows lead. Sadie Welch, another serve, might have been out, but the Generals kept it in. McLeod's attack. That one also might have been out, but the Arrows kept it in. Osley's attack. Babcock sets the freshman Hammerly, blocked by the Arrows, but nice job to readjust there by Hammerly. McLeod tips it over. Nice hustle play there by McFrederick. Osley tips. Hammerly. And off the left hand of McFrederick. A kill there for the freshman Nia Hammerly. And those are big momentum shifts when it's a long rally and you get the point, and that is what Wooster did, 23-21.
Yeah, I wanted to see better clean contact there by the Arrows, but they just kind of were in scramble mode and just kind of found a way to get the ball in play.
McFrederick's pass. Welch keeps it up. But it'll be a point for the Generals, and they're inching closer. Well, both coaches out of their timeouts had to be happy with their play, because when
This broadcast is brought to you by Ashland Volleyball Club. At AVBC, they believe growth happens when athletes work together, stay coachable, compete with a purpose, and give it everything they've got. More than just volleyball, AVBC is building great teammates, better athletes, and a stronger community. Interested in being part of AVBC? Tryouts are coming this fall. Visit their website for more details. Ashland Volleyball Club, for the love of the game.
welcome back to Arrow Arena. Aiden Chandler, Corey Osley on the call here for the opening OCC matchup for both teams. Well, if you're just joining us, you missed a closely contested first set that the Arrows won 25-22, the first one set against Wooster since 2020. So considering Wooster's success over the last couple of years, that's a big deal. It's a big deal to come out and take the first set and carry the momentum into set number 2. Corey, what are some things that stood out to you there in that opening set?
Yeah, positives for Ashland and both Wooster. They seem to be finding a good rhythm offensively. I would say the Arrows seem to be a little bit more efficient with their attacks than Wooster, but Wooster also has quite a few kills in that first set. Negatives that need to be cleaned up on both sides are the service errors. It kind of went back and forth. Service errors, I have us down for 5 service errors. Coach Vaughn definitely doesn't want to see that, especially after Saturday's 14 service errors in that match. That's something I'd like to see cleaned up for set number 2.
Well, we're ready to go here in set number 2. The Generals served first in set 1, so the Arrows will serve first in set 2. It'll be Chandler. Babcock set for Hammerly. Hammerly had a nice set. Good up there by McFrederick. Osley sends it over. Hammerly sends a free ball. McFrederick's pass to Vaughn. Well, that was a mess, but it worked out. And a mistimed there on the jump was Jillian McLeod, and the Arrows take the first point of set number 2.
Yeah, on that one, you saw the Arrows trying to run a stack play, and just a miscommunication with Chandler trying to get in there and cover, thinking the middle was going to run.
Nice job there by Walter on the awareness as the pass from Hope Jones went over the net, and Walter right there to put it down.
Yeah, I know she's been working really hard of, finding and being prepared for those overpasses.
There's an ace there by McKenna Chandler. Good start here to set number 2. 3 straight points for the Arrows. Tape's been friendly. Another nice serve there, another ace for McKenna Chandler.
Yeah, great start for the Arrows in set number 2, exactly what Coach Vaughn wants to see.
Well, no service aces for Chandler on Saturday. She's got 2 in a row. And make that 3.
That was a nice thank you card that she needs to write to that Wooster player. The Wooster player trying to get out of the way, noticing that it was going to go long, but just brushing her shoulder. Lucky break.
Good start to set 2. The Arrows on a 5-point run. Chandler again. Adrenaline, it happens. Well, you can't get to 6 if you don't get the first 5. Good start to the set for the Arrows. Service error there by McKenna Chandler. Gives the serve to the Generals. Errant pass there. O'Brien blocked at the net by Wooster. Sadie with a nice spot. Sadie Walter puts it in.
Yeah, beautiful play right there. Got lucky to hit the back line, but good heads-up play by Sadie Walter on that one, catching the defense off guard.
Well, this is just what you want to see if you're Coach Vaughn. Never satisfied after that first set victory. Coming out strong here in set 2. And an errant first pass there by the Generals leads to another Arrow point.
Yeah, simply by the Arrow player going up and acting as if that ball was going to cross the net, kind of threw the setter off and wasn't sure if the ball was going to hit the net or if the Ashland player was going to dump it.
She heard footsteps. McLeod, another block by the Arrows at the net. And McLeod fell and was in the net, and Coach Saipo's not happy with what she's seeing here at the start of set 2. Coach Vaughn's happy, but not satisfied. 8-1 the score here in set 2. Arrows lead on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. Back inside Arrow Arena, Wooster coming out of the timeout, taken by Coach Saipos. Arrows lead 8-1. Much better start here to set number 2 from Ashland. This is what you expect to see from this Arrow squad, especially in a conference that lost a lot of talent. Wooster lost a lot of talent, and Sarah Snowbarger, 3-time All-Ohioan. Free ball for the Arrows. Welch pass to Vaughn. And Osley goes up for it. What do you call that? Do you call that a stunt by Sadie?
So that is a stack play where you run your middle at a quick 1, and the middle defensive player has to respect that and go up, and then our outside hitter comes in right behind her and runs a 2 with usually no blockers.
I love it. It's working. McLeod, a nice spot there on the tip. Halts this Arrow run. It was a 4-point arrow run after starting the set with a 5-point arrow run. 9-2 the score.
Obviously, me having privy information, I'm looking forward to a different special play other than the stack. Hopefully we see it sometime this season.
Little misjudge there by Welch. Can't get to it, can't keep it up. An ace there by Clover Babcock, the setter, sophomore. She'll go again. It's gonna be a tough one. Nice job there by Osley, having awareness of where her body was. And a block there at the net by the Arrows.
That's block number 2 for Vaughn and Walter teaming up.
10-3. Set 2, Arrows took the first. Osley behind the service line. Nice job by Welch to go get that. Vaughn sets McFrederick, rolls off the tape. Babcock sets Izzy Babcock. McFrederick goes again with a tip and it falls. Hammerly just not aware of what she was on, where she was on the floor, thought maybe it was going long, but it drops in for the Arrows. An 8-point lead here in set 2.
Yeah, nice job by both teams, both squads, keeping that ball alive, playing good defense there. Arrows finding a way to put that ball deep, making them question whether it was going to be in or out.
Osley with a nice serve, but just a little wide left here on the near side. Another service error for the Arrows. You can afford them when you are leading by this much, but again, you don't want to give Wooster that slim chance of hope. Still a lot of time though left here in set 2. Welch pass to Vaughn, McFrederick goes up. And a kill there for Rylan McFrederick.
Yeah, her 8th on the day. Like I said before, the offense is just kind of having their way, picking their spots out, hitting at high efficiency. Great to see the Arrows really kind of settling in here.
And I think the big thing to note is with how that game started on Saturday, the Arrows dropping the first 2 sets and then losing in a closely contested 4th set to lose the match. You love to see how the Arrows have come out here, especially to start conference play. Gonna get a kill there by the Generals. I believe it was Izzy Babcock. Not certain. Second straight point where the ball has gone behind the bleachers. 12-5, Arrows lead. Hope Jones back to serve. Chandler's pass to Vaughn. Set for McFrederick. And a kill there. Another one for Rylan. That's number 9.
Yeah, everything started with that pass. That was an absolute perfect pass that you want to see from that back row.
So Arian Vaughn's turn. Pass by Jones to Babcock. Izzy Babcock. Chandler keeps it up. O'Brien, nice tip there over the net for an Arrow point.
That was beautiful. Good touch on that little tip up over the block there by O'Brien, getting her first kill on the day.
Kyla O'Brien, a sophomore. Nice serve by Vaughn. Holcomb's pass to Hammerly. Chandler with a nice dig. McFrederick goes up, tip. Nice effort there by Babcock. Hammerly again. Chandler's pass. Vaughn gets it. Back row attack for Osley, falls.
Yeah, great offensive attack from back row there, staying aggressive, putting a lot of pressure on that Wooster defense.
Couple nice series there for the Arrows. Good passing, good sets, great attacks. Hammerly's try. Chandler keeps it up. Help from the support beams, but a free ball coming. Hammerly. Chandler right there again. Vaughn to McFrederick, a tip. Hammerly on the floor.
Back row attack on Wooster Generals. Something that stood out during that play right there is you can see McKenna Chandler is getting in the zone and picking up and reading that the defense very well and being able to get up a lot of attacks from Wooster.
And good passes to her setter, too. That's what you like to see. All-around team effort so far. Free ball here. Vaughn sets O'Brien. Nice attack there by Kyla O'Brien.
Another net call there by Wooster.
So can't allow the frustrations to boil over here if you're the Generals. Find yourself down 17-5, and Coach Sipos with a wise timeout. The Arrows dominating here in set 2, leading by 12. We'll be right back after this quick break on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. Welcome back inside Arrow Arena. Aiden Chandler alongside Corey Osley, bringing you Ashland Arrow volleyball all season long. The Arrows lead here in set 2, 17-5 the score. A much different look than we saw in the first set. A much better effort from the Arrows, I should say, here in set 2. McFrederick, attack goes wide. Good idea, though.
You saw it again, though. McKenna Chandler reading that offensive attack by Wooster very nicely and getting a great dig.
Back to serve, Brooke Lamb. McFrederick's pass, little errant. Vaughn keeps it up. McFrederick tries to get it over, but can't. (17-7). Miscommunication, misjudged there by the Arrows. An ace for Brooke Lamb.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they went right back at Ryland again, getting 2 aces in a row in her zone. Ryland should be salivating, telling, you know, bring it at me again. I want the next one.
Chandler goes and gets it. Vaughn sets cross for O'Brien. Little long. The Arrows wanted to touch. No call.
Looks like a good timeout by Wooster, starting to climb their way back into the second set.
They have trimmed the deficit to 8. A better pass there by McFrederick. Vaughn set for McFrederick, and she makes up for it with a kill.
Yeah, nice job stopping that run the Generals were on. And hopefully turning the tables and getting another run just like she did on Saturday.
Ryland McFrederick back to serve, 18-9. The Arrows lead in set number 2. Great serve there by McFrederick. An ace for the senior. We saw a lot of those on Saturday. Ryland always super comfortable from behind the service line. A reliable server for Coach Vaughn's squad.
Yeah, she does a nice job of picking her spots out.
Hammerly, McFrederick right there, pass to Vaughn. Osley goes up, why not? McKenna Osley gets the Arrows to 20, 5 points away from a dominant set 2 victory.
Yeah, so far right now, the Ashland Arrows outside hitters, McFrederick and Osley combine for 17 kills already this game, and we're only in the second set.
We'll take that. Recently checking in for the Arrows senior, Abigail Taylor. She goes up. And the Generals hit it where the Arrows aren't.
Yeah, nice hit there. Good spot by Melrose, the senior opposite hitter for the Generals.
And back to serve, Annika Holcomb. Looks like we got some Arrows students filing in here. Ketchum tips it over. Babcock sets McLeod. Vaughn gets it up. Chandler pass to O'Brien.
Yeah, they're calling a touch over there by the line judge. Off the fingertips, high off the hands. Good attack there by sophomore O'Brien.
Now those might have been, I said Arrow fans filing in. I think they're Wooster fans.
Yeah. I think they're walking into a not so pleasant surprise.
Gonna have a lift there called on the Arrows.
Just on the outstretched arms of McFrederick right there, diving for that corner shot.
21-11, Arrows lead by 10. Late second set. And a service error from Nia Hammerly puts the Arrows within 3. And that sends Allie Welch into the game to serve. Trying to close this one out. The set, that is. Chandler to Vaughn. Vaughn sets Taylor, and Abby Taylor with a kill. The senior getting her first bit of action this year. For Coach Vaughn. Comes in and has a nice attack. Results in a kill. 23-11. Another bad pass there by the Generals, sending it straight over. Vaughn with the kill. Allie Welch with the assist there.
Yeah, Arian should be going over there and giving her a big high five and a smile, saying thanks for giving me that opportunity.
Yeah, I don't get to do that often. Well, the Generals trying to keep us in the second set, and they do off the attack from Hope Jones. Feels like denying the inevitable, though, here in set 2.
Looks like Izzy Babcock just entered the game in for Wooster.
24-12. Side out, and you take set 2. Clover Babcock to serve. Welch to Vaughn. Taylor again, but blocked at the net by Jillian McLeod. That's what she'll do.
Yeah, another athletic Worcester General there at the net. Has some height on her. She's got to be close to 5'11", 6 foot, probably.
Sadie Walter, little errant on the attack there into the net. Worcester trying to hang on here as long as they can.
Looks like a 5-point run, maybe.
Yeah, I've cut the deficit to 10. I believe it's a 4. This might be 5, though. McFrederick's pass to Vaughn. Trying to close out the set as Walter. And she tips it in.
No, the line judge called it out, so the up ref, Nelson, changed the call. Like to see Ashland not let Wooster get any momentum here going into the third set.
And a service error by Hammerly results in a Arrows set 2 victory. 25-15, the Arrows were in control the whole way. They lead 2-0. Trying to close out the Generals in straight sets. We'll have the third set on the other side of this break on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
This broadcast is brought to you by Ashland Volleyball Club. At AVBC, they believe growth happens when athletes work together, stay coachable, compete with a purpose, and give it everything they've got. More than just volleyball, AVBC is building great teammates, better athletes, and a stronger community. Interested in being part of AVBC? Tryouts are coming this fall. Visit their website for more details. Ashland Volleyball Club, for the love of the game.
Well, welcome back into Arrow Arena. The Arrows really in unfamiliar territory against Wooster, leading 2-0. I can't even tell you the last time the Arrows swept the Generals. It has to have been a while. The last Arrow victory, as I mentioned earlier, came in 2020, a 3-1 win for the Arrows. And we were talking about it during the break, Corey. The third set when you're up 2-0 can be the hardest set of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to get too comfortable knowing that you're up 2 sets and kind of take the foot off the pedal, per se. You want to keep that pressure on Wooster and kind of have a similar set that you just had in the second set.
Yeah, come out with that same intensity, come out firing. The Arrows did that in set 2 after a close 25-22 victory in set 1, taking the first 5 points off a couple aces from the libero, McKenna Chandler. And they really, that set the tone for the Arrows early on, and they dominated the whole way in set 2, winning 25-15. Vaughn goes to get that pass from Chandler. Osley rolls it over. Hammerly going up. Nice up there by McFrederick. Chandler goes to get it. Arrows got to send it over. McLeod tip. Vaughn set. Osley. Oh, that was close.
Ooh, that looked way in. Okay, Nelson, the up ref, is overturning that call. It looked like it was a good foot in bounds there.
Worcester fans didn't think so, but we thought so.
Our opinion matters the most.
And that's all that matters. 1-0.
Looks like Kyla has an opportunity to serve here.
And a nice job there by O'Brien on the serve. McLeod goes up, sends it wide. Good communication there by the Arrows.
Yeah, having the privilege to coach Kyla ever since 6th grade, I can tell you her serve is wicked when it is on. It is one of the best ones in the OCC for sure.
Second one, liner, it's an ace. Right on cue, Kyla O'Brien stretching this to a 3-point Arrow lead to start set 3. Third one. Babcock set. McLeod tips it over. Vaughn's attack results in a kill. Nice job there by Arian Vaughn.
Yeah, that serve by Kyle O'Brien had absolutely zero spin on it. Perfect textbook float serve.
O'Brien gets a friendly roll from the tape. Chandler tries to keep it up off the behind-the-head tip from Clover Babcock. It was a good read. She was there. She just didn't get a good touch on it.
Exactly what I was going to say. You could see her reading that just on the outstretched arms of Chandler.
So Wooster stops the bleeding there to start set 3. 4-1 the score. Vaughn for Osley. The Generals keep it up. Jones sends it over. O'Brien's pass to Vaughn. Walter does it again. A nice tip there by Sadie Walter. Well, it's a pretty potent attack when you can do that and you can also slam it down for a kill.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of my favorite plays when Sadie goes up with all that explosive power and just puts one down.
It's hard to read if you're a defense. Nice job there by Walter to go up in case that one came over. Again, creating pressure for the Generals. And Arrows lead 6-1. Osley serve. An ace. Much improved from behind the service line are the Arrows tonight from Saturday's opening contest.
Yeah, first set was a little shaky, but ever since then they've kind of settled in and done a much better job of serving.
I think if you're Coach Vaughn after this one, if the Arrows are able to close it out, another ace there by Osley. If the Arrows are able to close this one out, one of the things Coach Vaughn's going to talk to the team, I assume, is about coming out of the gates firing, trying to avoid that slow start or that shaky start to set the tone early on in a match and not have such a stressful first set like they did tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Free ball coming. O'Brien, pass to Vaughn. McFrederick with a kill.
Yeah, that's beautiful stack play right there that we were talking about earlier. The defense having to account for Sadie Walter, such a huge threat out of the middle, and that just leaves no matchup, no defense, no block against our outside hitter running a 2.
Well, it's a similar look to set number 3. Coach Sipos takes another timeout. 9-1 the score. The Arrows lead. We'll have more volleyball on the other side of this break on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. Welcome back, Arrow Arena on the campus of Ashland High School. Arrows lead in set 3, 9-1. They lead the match 2-0. Babcock for McLeod. And hit it where no one was.
Yeah, a good placement shot there by, was that McLeod?
It was,
okay,
yes.
nice placement shot there by McLeod.
9-2. Generals, the Generals, if they want to get back in this one, are going to have to go on a little bit of a run here. Can't allow this to grow much larger. And McFredericks has something to say about that with a kill of her own.
Yeah, I believe that's kill number 12 tonight. She's having one of her best offensive attacking for sure this season.
Oh, this is what you expect from the Arrows, firing on all cylinders. Got too deep. (11-2), and back to serve number 11, Sadie Walter. Nice serve. Hammerly's pass to the libero Holcomb. Jones sends it over. Walter passed to Vaughn. McFrederick tries again. Nice tip there by McFrederick. Results in another Arrow point. 12-2 the score.
My apologies for still being, we'll be right back. So you didn't see a few of those plays there after the timeout. That's my fault.
They heard it. That's half the battle. Another ace for the Arrows. Sadie Walter. 13-2.
Yeah, it's good to see her having a good serving night tonight. Kind of bounce back after Saturday's serving woes.
And that is what you expect from a senior captain. You got to be able to flush it.
Yeah, I'll take ownership of that one. Maybe I talked a little too soon.
We're going to stop talking about better performances and service errors. No, definitely a better performance from the Arrows tonight. 13-3, they lead in set 3. O'Brien's pass to Vaughn. McFrederick tries for another. She got it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say besides firing on all cylinders. The Arrows just trying to put the pedal to the floor, as you alluded to earlier, Corey, and keep this one out of reach for the Generals and close them out here in set 3.
They're doing a beautiful job of that.
That's a double, yep.
Like I said earlier, they're being way more strict on sending that ball over with 2 hands than they have in the years past.
Vaughn to serve. Babcock's set. Babcock's attack. Don't be confused, there's 2 of them out there. McFrederick's attack is blocked at the net by Anna Melrose, and could that be the surge in momentum the Generals were looking for?
We shall find out. Little fun fact, they are triplets, believe it or not. They have a brother.
Well, I guessed when I saw 2 sophomores and the same last name that they were sisters, so I got that one right. They were both sophomores, so I thought potentially they could be twins. A nice attack there by Hammerly. Generals trying to claw back in set 3. 15-5. Arrows lead comfortably, but can't grow comfortable. Still 10 points to go to close this one out. Vaughn for Welch. And an attack error. General is on a little bit of a run. If you're Coach Vaughn, you want to start to think about using a timeout. Not necessarily use one, but start to think about it because you don't want the Generals to continue this run that they are on with Jones, the server. Well, we don't need a timeout because we've got low support beams in here in Arrow Arena.
Yeah, a little home court advantage right there.
Stops the bleeding, the small wound, as the Arrows still comfortably lead in set 3, 16-6. McFrederick, another nice serve. Izzy Babcock with an attack.
Oh, great up by Allie Welch.
By Allie Welch, absolutely. Hammerly tries. Attack error, point Arrows. That's a hustle play. All hustle plays brought to you by Ashland Volleyball Club at AVBC. They know great plays don't happen by giving up. They happen when you give it all you've got. Ashland Volleyball Club, stay in the play. Love to see the effort there by Welch. Hammerly hammers it, but blocked by the Arrows. Ketchum and Welch right there. Chandler, pass to Vaughn, set for Osley, and off the chest of Holcomb and into the traditionally home stands. Results in a point for the Arrows, 18-6.
Yeah, that ball comes on you fast when it comes out of that arm, that live arm of McKenna Osley.
And that's the nice thing about having 3 hitters that hit so confidently. And McFrederick, Osley, and Walter. Welch also a confident hitter. Arian Vaughn, you never know what she's going to do. She can bring it with the attack. As another ace there by McFrederick. 19-6. Pushing 20. Nice job there by the Arrows to go up. We've seen that a few times. Some errant passes from the back row. And Coach Sipos is going to take her last timeout as set number 3. The Arrows 5 points away from their first win of 2026 and their first win in the conference here in the 2026 campaign. They lead 20-6 late in set 3 on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
This broadcast is brought to you by Ashland Volleyball Club. At AVBC, they believe growth happens when athletes work together, stay coachable, compete with a purpose, and give it everything they've got. More than just volleyball, AVBC is building great teammates, better athletes, and a stronger community. Interested in being part of AVBC? Tryouts are coming this fall. Visit their website for more details. Ashland Volleyball Club, for the love of the game.
Late in set 3, 20-6, the Arrows lead. McFrederick still behind the service line trying to close it out. 5 more, and the Arrows will get their maiden victory in the 2026 campaign. Nice serve to start there by McFrederick. Izzy Babcock. Vaughn over to Osley. We'll see how it reacts. It'll be a kill. 21-6. Arrows inch closer. Surprised that didn't hit anything up there.
Exactly. That went a long ways up in those rafters without hitting anything.
Frederick's serve. Pass by Holcomb. Hammerly. Blocked by the Arrows. Calling for the Arrows in the net. I think they were. The officials just didn't see it. Izzy Babcock. Attack error.
I didn't see it, but it could have been a ponytail, which is inadvertent contact, which isn't a violation, but very well could have been an illegal contact of the net. I'm not 100% certain on that.
I think it was, but not like it is going to make much of a difference at this point. 22-6, checking in for the first time, sophomore Olivia Lawrence. Nice serve there. Hammerly. A touch there by the Arrows. Results in a general point. Avery Bauer also in for Ashland, also a sophomore.
Seeing her first action of the year.
That's the nice thing about these moments is you can get your young players that don't have much experience on the volleyball court some time on the floor for varsity, and it allows for moments like that. Avery Bauer picking up a kill, but it gets them ready for the years after their junior and senior year campaign when some of these girls won't be here anymore. A lot of seniors for the Arrows. One of them serving now, McKenna Chandler. Back row attack from Jones. Welch sends over a free ball. Hammerly hammers it. Chandler gets a touch, but sends it into the stands, 23-8.
Love to see that competitive spirit there by Hammerly. She always has a lot of emotion, a lot of energy. Had her.
A lot of promise. Welch sends it over. And Sadie Walter rejects Clover Babcock at the net for an Arrow point, 24-8. We got a couple set points coming up, Corey.
We do.
A couple match points coming up.
And the Arrows did exactly what we needed them to do. Third set, they did not let their foot off the pedal at all.
Hopefully it takes one match point to close it out. Kyla O'Brien, the server. It's a good start. Here comes a free one. O'Brien to Vaughn. Walter tries to close it out. Lawrence right there. McKenna Chandler hustling. Just can't save it. A good effort, a good hustle play. Just unable to keep it up.
Yeah, great block there by Hammerly, just a freshman.
So now, Hammerly will have to go on quite the run to keep the match alive. Definitely seen impressive play from the freshman. Lawrence's pass to Vaughn. Bauer sends it across. Hammerly to Jones. Lawrence right there, but it goes over. Babcock sets McLeod. McLeod tips it. Lawrence keeps it up. Sends it into the stands. 24-10. Corey, experience on the floor is invaluable, and there you go, a service error by Hammerly results in a Arrow victory. 25-10, the final score of the third set, and the final score of the match. The Arrows win in straight sets. A dominant victory over the Wooster Generals, and that is how you want to see your team bounce back after a disappointing loss to start the season against Norwalk. Arrows 1-0 in the conference, level now at 1-1 on the season. A good start to conference play. We'll wrap it up here after this quick break on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. Well, welcome back to Arrow Arena for the volleyball post-game show. The Arrows defeat the Generals in straight sets, and we've got an interview upcoming for you. We're going to interview Sadie Walter after a solid game for Sadie and a victory for the Arrows. We will recap that for you here. Coming out of the gates, it was a shaky start for both squads. But the Arrows ended up winning a nail-biter in set one, 25-22. And then after that moment, I don't know what Coach Vaughn said in that huddle before the start of set number two, but it looked like a different Arrows team. They were settled in. They were ready to go. They dominated. They started with 5 straight points off the serve of McKenna Chandler and then won that set 25-15. Well, in set three, it was more of the same. The Arrows dominated right out of the gate, winning the first couple of points, and then ended up closing it out 25-10. Coach Vaughn only had to use one timeout tonight. I'm sure she's happy that she didn't have many things to talk over with her girls. That's a bounce-back performance from the squad after a disappointing loss on Saturday to open the season. But good experience on Saturday, and doesn't hurt you in the conference race, which is important. This one could hurt you in the conference race, but instead it helps with a victory. The Arrows 1-0 in the OCC now, 1-1 here on their home floor, 1-1 for the season here in 2026. And really, I mean, I said multiple times tonight on the broadcast, firing on all cylinders, and that's just what the Arrows did.
Yeah, exactly. Ashland really had their way offensively, but it started with the pass. I mean, McKenna Chandler had great first touches, read the offense really well for against Wooster there, and it just allowed Arian Vaughn to get really good sets off of those wonderful passes from the back row and set up her hitters, and we really had a fantastic night attacking the ball.
Yeah, so a tough start to the season for the Generals. They fall to 0-2, 0-1 in the conference. They have not won a set yet this year. First year of Coach Molly Saipos's campaign. So a disappointing start for the Generals, 0-1 in conference play, 0-2 on the year, but nonetheless, they'll have to learn something and move on from this one. Well, it's time. First edition of, can you hear us?
I can, yeah.
Perfect. First edition of a post-game interview for a volleyball broadcast. We've got number 11 senior Sadie Walter. Sadie, first victory against Wooster in your high school career. We have not beat Wooster since 2020. Now we defeat them in straight sets. How did it feel tonight out on the court to finally take down the Generals?
I think we were confident coming into this, so I think that helped a lot, especially coming off Saturday. I think we were a little nervous for Norwalk, but I think for Wooster, I think we were confident in what we can do as a team. So I think we really executed together as one.
Sadie, it was a dominant performance from you at the net on Saturday. You had 5 blocks and 10 kills, more of the same today. We talked a lot about your ability to elevate and make decisions based on what the defense is doing. What goes through your mind when you're up there?
It's honestly most of my teammates, like Kenna, our libero behind me, telling me, you can tip right or you can swing left, and also Arian telling me what we're going to run because there's a blocker in middle or something. So it's really a team effort, I'd say, but that really helps me execute. Good
start. Obviously, communication from your teammates is good. Good start to the conference season. I know it was a disappointing loss on Saturday, but now you guys are level at 1-1. 1-0 in the OCC, and you guys have another OCC matchup on Thursday, a long bus ride. What do the Arrows need to do on Thursday at New Philly to be 2-0 in the conference?
I think we need to come in with the same mindset. We can take this, we can be confident, we can play together. Even if they get on some runs, I think we can power through that and come back really strong.
Well, that's senior number 11, Sadie Walter. Sadie, thanks for joining us. Congrats on the win today.
Thank you.
Well, a good bounce back win for the Arrows. They win in straight sets, 3-0. You love to see a dominant performance out of the gate, Corey, and they'll have to carry this momentum into Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely. Still some things that we can clean up, I'd say. Service, especially from the service error, from the service line with those service errors. But it was, like you said earlier, that first set jitters, I think, again. But they really kind of turned it on in the second and third, settled in, had very few errors. Again, great attacking performance, great passing performance, all around dominant performance by the Arrows and getting their first dub in 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you heard it from Sadie. It was a good team. We saw, obviously, it was a good team performance, good team communication. Everyone brought their A game tonight. So a good start to the conference schedule. They keep it rolling on Thursday at New Philadelphia. Unfortunately, we only do home games, so you'll just have to, I don't know, follow Facebook to see the result of that one. Not able to tune in live. The Arrows won both games against New Philly last year, so hoping to keep that rolling in the conference and advance to 2-0. The Arrows are next at home on August 31st. That's a Monday night? Monday night against Columbian. I will not be here. I'll be out of town, but Corey will have coverage for you on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. Thanks for tuning in. The Arrows with a good start to the conference schedule, 1-0 in the OCC, 1-1 on the year, and a step in the right direction as they'll head to New Philadelphia on Thursday. For Corey Osley, I'm Aiden Chandler, signing